Welcome to Coxie's Picks. If you like what you see, don't forget to subscribe. Enjoy.
Hello and welcome to Coxie's Picks, and today we're going to have a quick look at these, the SHN Detective Handcuffs. Now these recently came into service over in the Netherlands, Belgium and all those other weird and wonderful places as early as March, and I managed to acquire these early set and I've been waiting for a while to try and showcase them because, well, mainly I didn't know how to open them. They were baffling me. So I thought I'd show what I know so far before anyone else figures out it. You can see that it follows the same lips design, and we also have the key, which this is the detective variant. That lump means nothing, it just means that it can fit in the detective keyway. I don't know why they designed it that way, because the standard lips key, which if I can find one, there we go, right, is identical key bitten and also spookily fits in like so, and also, get all the keys out of the way, opens and removes the double lock, which means that one of the ways that you can get in here is you could use a 3D printed lips key. Right, I've shown on the channel before 3D printed keys do work, so that is one option that you've got. But if you are wearing these as an escape and you wanted to get out, not very likely that you're going to be near a 3D printer, and if you are, you're probably going to be a little bit more concerned about where the actual power supply is and phone lines, etc, yada yada yada. So what do we know about it? Well, it is a lever lock system. We know it's all tucked inside there. We know that we've got 2 levers minimum. We can tell that because we're looking at the key, right? We also know that we can no longer do what I used to do on the lips, which was apply tension to the top, and I will show you why we can't do that. In fact, let's do that now in my best Blue Peter style. I've already removed the securing screws and we can see the mechanism. So we'll come up, and as you can see, so getting my handy dandy pointing device, there's the pulls, which then pushes down just like so. Hopefully the spring doesn't fly out. Right, and you can see that's what the bit that we're going to action. When we're trying to get this to unlock, we're going to be moving this down, which pulls on this and pulls it down and around. Now let me just put my thumb over the top whilst I action the double lock from the rear. Okay, that's done right. There's the double lock, and as you can see, we've now changed position of this, and it now forces this nowhere to go. Now previously we used to be able to push down via the teeth, and that would then apply tension to this, which would then allow us to force the levers, which are just tucked in here, right, and it would allow us to actually get the lock open. But what they've done is they've rather cleverly, they've extended this, not by much, by about 1.5 mm. And why is that a problem? Well, let me just try and demonstrate as best as I can. I'll have to put these down and try and not let the springs go everywhere. Also, there is a anti-pick tracking inside there, and you'll see what I mean in a second, because as we turn the key around, if I don't force this part of the spring in, it won't nudge over. So we're just going to carefully get it down into position. I don't know if you can quite tell, but the nubbins come in place, so we're going to move it over, which is what this would be forcing the spring across, and now we've got the double lock off. Look how much distance we've had to clear to get it off. So what I will do is I'll try and demonstrate this now. I hold the teeth just like so, and then we need to get it into this position, obviously, which is attached to this. So if I was to pull down on the teeth that distance, you can see that mechanically we're no longer touching, right? In fact, we would only be able to get it to go there, so we would barely be able to move it, and we'd only get the bolt to go to this distance. So yes, you might be able to set it, but there's not a chance in hell that you'd be able to actually fully throw the bolt like we could on the lips, all because they've extended this bar. So how are we going to pick it? Well, with the power of screen wipe, I'm going to screw this all back together, and then hopefully you'll see a different screen and me picking it. Okay, welcome back. I've put them all back together, and I've not shown you on the previous bit how I use the exploit, so this will be all like an air of mystery of how did he do it. Right, we've got to remember that the bolt was on the far side, and we wanted to reach through to the far side, which was covered with a lever pack, which we can't see the bolt, so therefore we're going to be fishing for something. What do we know? Well, I'll take them back apart and I'll show you after I've picked them, if I get it picked in nice time. Right, and the wings we're going to use is we're going to use this wire with an odd tiny bend on it, and we're also going to use this one, a standard UK levers lock picking wire. It fits nicely inside so we can get through and get the levers done. Now I will say that these are a challenge and I apologise, but what we're going to do is we're going to set the double lock, and then with any luck I'll get this picked. Right, so my plan is to try and reach my tiny little area target, so hopefully that will reach in just like that. Oh, I'm not in the right spot. I am not in the right spot. So let's take it off. Let's go again. Ooh, maybe. Okay. You'll understand how significant that tiny little spot is when I take it off, but it's not an easy spot to get to. Bottom, I've not had much success rate on the bottom area because it's a pain to get hold of. And then again, so's the top being at the minute. You stick with the top. Stick with the top. Right, so all the way down, and then that could be good. Try and hook it just to make sure. Am I in the right spot? I hate it when it's a 50-50. Oh, that felt good. Come on. Okay, that felt really good. Got a big movement, and we got the double lock done. Okay, so double lock removed. That was a mission. Right, so what we can do now is we can either try and exploit the same little tiny area again, shim, or now that we've got the double lock on done, is we can reach down, and there is a tiny section just here that I should be able to just reach in like this and then hook. He says confidently, come on, go in and reach in and hook. Skipped off it. Oh, my hands are all sweaty. Love this beautiful heat. There we go. And see if we can get it finally go all the way. Come on. Do as you're told. Oh, there we go. Alright. So, that's the SHN. 6 minutes. Oh my god, that was long. What a battle. Okie dokie, let's get it open and have a look at what's inside. Okay, we got these bad boys back open again, and I thought I'd better show you exactly what we were aiming for so you can understand. Traditionally I would like to have hit this part of the bolt, but as you can see we would not be able to access through. Despite your best efforts, you'll end up grinding onto the levers, except for, if you look really carefully, just there's our weakness. That little gap there, and you catch it and you can move the entire bolt, which is, sorry, all this area here is attached mechanically to this, which means that if you wanted to, you could either tension from the rear, which I tried, but it wasn't quite as helpful because of the angle. I mean, yeah, we could do it with this, but then we're blocking our access to the levers. Don't lose my spring. But what I had found easier was to go in and hug, and there's a little nubbin just there which we can just see, just moving backwards and forwards. Oh, don't lose the springs. Push everything back down. Okay, alright. So, I'm going to put these all back together and closing thoughts. Okay, welcome back, and my closing thoughts on these cuffs. As you just saw, it took me 6 minutes to get in and open these handcuffs up, which is an incredibly long time considering I wasn't wearing them. So that just shows how well they've thought through the process on these handcuffs. And the fact that the way that they've changed the lever design itself, just that extra one tiny smidgen, completely scuppers your normal access, and turning it from a one tool attack into a multi-tool attack, which means that you now suddenly need to grow a third arm and try and exploit it that way. Apart from that, all I can say is these are actually quite comfortable to wear, so if you are stuck in them in a long time, right, congratulations, right, at least you'll be comfy. Yeah, super lightweight, high tension alloy, right, brand new in service, and my favourite part about it is that if you flip it upside down, it supports the NHS. Thank you very much for our frontline workers. Stay safe, everyone. See you in the next video. Ta-ra!